Hey guys, it's your girl Cooking with Tammy, of course, and today I'm going to show you how to make the ultimate, yes, the ultimate. I always say the ultimate because it's going to be the ultimate brown stew fish recipe that I'm going to share with you guys today, all right? And let me tell you something. Every single ingredient that I use, you better make sure you use it unless you're allergic to it, because I'm telling you, the ingredients are going to pair perfectly with this brown stew fish recipe, and the recipe is going to be phenomenal. You hear me? So no judgment, just try to replicate it as much as possible, and guess what, you will have the perfect brown stew fish recipe. Anyway guys, with all of that being said, let's head on over to the kitchen and get to cooking. First on up, as you can see, is our red snapper. However, this recipe is definitely universal. Feel free to substitute with whatever your preferred fish is. The ingredients that I'm using is going to complement any type of fish. It doesn't matter which one. All right, when it comes down to our herbs and spices, we're going to be rocking out with finely chopped garlic along with chopped parsley. We also have fresh thyme along with a Scotch bonnet pepper. I'm going to tell you how to rock out with that in a second. We also have some shallots along with finely chopped ginger. Make sure you add that ginger. Don't skip out. 2 years ago, when I told you to add that ginger to the candied yams, a lot of you were like, I don't know. And I'm like, just add it. And guess what? It was the best candied yams ever. So I'm asking you to add the ginger to this recipe as well. And trust me, it's going to make the ultimate difference. Sliced onions, ketchup, and a whole array of bell peppers. As you can see, we got the color contrast going on, all those different colors. Feel free to rock out with only one color if that's what you got in your fridge. Doesn't matter, but we are going to need some bell peppers. We also have coconut milk. Yes, we do. Along with browning, and for our seasonings, we're going to be using a number of seasonings. Not too much because fish is a delicate protein and we don't want to over season. However, we do have salt, ground black pepper along with garlic powder, onion powder, paprika, not smoke, regular paprika, all-purpose seasoning. Grab yourself some all-purpose seasoning or fish seasoning, whichever one, or you can use both. Check the back of the label, make sure you're not repeating the ingredients, because sometimes you get seasonings and guess what, they have different names, but it's the same thing that you're using, just a different name. All right, we're also going to incorporate some Sazon tropical, which is going to bring out the best flavors in this fish as well. If you don't have Sazon tropical, not a problem, you could also substitute with complete seasoning. With all of that being said, let's get to cooking. Even though Mr. Fishy is nice and clean and scrubbed on up and ready to be fried on up, I'm going to demonstrate how to wash the fish. All you got to do is add some salt to a bowl, fill it up with cold water. Obviously, the more fish that you have is the more you're going to fill your container up. Just going to get in there and mix it all up. Make sure the salt is dissolved. Add your fish to the salt water, of course. You're going to get yourself some fresh lemons. Squeeze some of the lemon juice onto the fish. Obviously, once you're done, you're going to flip it on out, pop it out just like this, all right? You're going to take it and you're going to literally take the lemon or the lime and rub it all over the fish. You're going to open the inside as well. Make sure the cavity is clean. Do the same thing. Repeat the same process all over the fish. You get the gist. Place it back in there. Also add the lemon or the lime. Leave it in there for, like, I would say about 10 to 15 minutes. Make sure that fish is, smelling nice and clean. Once you're done, you're going to get in there. Toss the water on out. Add some fresh, or should I say clean water. Cold water, that is. Not hot, not warm, not lukewarm. Cold water. Rinse it off really clean. Once you're done, you get a paper towel, pat it dry, and we are ready to go. Here's what we're going to do, because these bad boys are not going to fit in most people's pan, including mine, because I want to fit all three of them in the pan comfortably. I'm going to cut it on up. For those of us who's not into eating the fish head, me personally, I don't care. Once the fish is good, I tear it apart. But I'm going to remove the head, and in order to do that, let me just show you really quickly. Make sure your knife is sharp. Place the knife right below the gill. Get in there. Press down really good. And that is it. All right. I'm going to keep this fish head. I'm sorry, but I'm going to keep it. I'm not going to toss it because it makes a great soup Also, if you want to fry it on up, you can definitely do that as well. Or if you want to make fish stock, this would be perfect to make fish stock as well. It's time for the fun part. We're going to season up our fish, but first, in order for the seasoning to penetrate and get deep down into the fish so you can have the ultimate flavors, all right? Take that same sharp knife and place some slits, just like that. Flip it on over, repeat the same process. And this would allow you to get in there and season it up really, really good. In this ramekin right here, as I explained earlier, we have our Sazon Tropical, our fish seasoning, all-purpose seasoning, paprika, onion powder, garlic powder, ground black pepper, and a little pinch of salt. We're going to start off by adding some of our seasonings to our dredge, which is our cornmeal and all-purpose flour. Just going to add some of the seasoning. Make sure everything has a good amount of seasoning, right, in order to give us the best flavor. Gonna hit it off with a small amount. Remember, it's fish, you don't need to go in heavy. Once you're done, you're gonna rub it all into the fish, those slits that we placed in there. Make sure you get that good as well. You want the seasoning to penetrate deep down inside the fish. You want flavor in every single bite. My mouth is already watering and I haven't even fried these bad boys up yet. But trust me when I tell you, it's going to be epic. It's going to be so flavorful and so delicious. Oh my goodness. You're not going to want to put your fork down. Flip it on over. Repeat the same thing. Get it in there really, really good. Make sure you take some of that seasoning. Season the top of the fish as well and get inside that cavity. Just like that. We are ready. We're going to mix it up really, really good. Combine both the flour and the cornmeal and our seasonings, of course. We're going to take our first piece of fish. We're going to dredge it in the flour mixture, just like that. Perfect. We don't want to over dredge. We're going to add a small amount of oil. We need our oil to be at least 350 degrees Fahrenheit. So allow the oil to come up to temperature before adding your fish. We're going to place our fish down into the frying pan and let it fry on up and do what it do. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to fry up all of the pieces all at one time. But no fight, no fuss, no worry. We're just going to fry it on up in batches. After about 4 minutes on medium flame, we're going to flip our fish on over. And we're going to allow it to brown on the other side as well for an additional 3 to 4 minutes. All we're going to do is check periodically. And at this point, try to maintain a 350 degree Fahrenheit oil temp. And a medium flame would be perfect. I'm going to remove the fish from the pan using my slotted spatula. It makes it so much easier using this type of spatula because it allows all of that excess oil to drain on off before placing your fish onto the plate. Don't get mad at me if we don't make it to part 2 to stew up this fish because this fried fish right here is looking so good. I might just have to cut the camera and get to eating. Using a large size pan, we're going to add a small drizzle of oil to get this pan started. Once the oil heats on up, we're going to add our finely chopped garlic along with our finely chopped ginger. We're also going to add our shallots. Let's get to mixing. Incorporate it really, really good. Make sure that flame is on a low flame or medium flame, but continuously stir because we don't want our garlic to burn. Once everything is nice and fragrant, we're going to go ahead and add those veggies. Let's start off with adding our bell peppers, sliced onions, tomatoes, a small amount of parsley. Be sure to keep some on reserve along with our fresh thyme. Mix it on up really, really good. Make sure it's well combined. And we're going to hit it off with some of our reserved seasonings as well. The same exact seasonings that we use to season our fish is what we're going to season our stir-fried veggies with. After about 3 minutes, your veggies should look just like this. As you can see, we still have that vibrancy going on, but yet our veggies are slightly softened, as you can tell. At this point in time, we're going to add a good amount of ketchup, followed by our coconut milk. Add it, add it, add it. No, unless you're allergic to coconut, there's no excuses. Add that coconut milk. And another question that I know I'm going to get, are you going to taste the coconut milk within the sauce? No, you're not. You're not going to taste the coconut milk. Once everything is combined and all of the flavors are perfectly distributed throughout the pan, you're not going to taste it. We're going to go in there and add a small amount of water as well. Stir that on up. Combine it really good. Lower our flame just a little bit more. I'm going to be adding sugar to combat with the acidity from the tomatoes and the other ingredients like the ketchup and so on and so forth. Adding the sugar would definitely bring out the perfect balance of flavors. Once we're done, we're going to add our Scotch Bonnet pepper. And if you notice, I added the whole Scotch Bonnet pepper only because I ain't got time for all that pepper, right? If you want a spicier sauce or gravy, then definitely get in there. Open up that Scotch Bonnet, chop it up into a million pieces, and add it into your gravy. When it comes down to dealing with the Scotch Bonnet pepper, if you've never dealt with it before, it's a very hot pepper, so I would advise that you put some type of gloves on your hands, or if you're going to use your regular hands to cut into it, definitely wash your fingers and your hands thoroughly. We're going to re-add the fried fish back to the pan. Allow the fish to sit in the pan for about 10 minutes, because not only do we want our fish to be cooked all the way through if it hasn't been cooked all the way through already, but we want to also pick up all of those delicious flavors. We want it to literally seep into the fish and give it a ton of flavor. Carefully spoon on some of that gravy and delicious sauce along with those veggies onto the fish, and guess what? Cover it on down with the lid for about 10 minutes. Low heat, of course. After about 10 minutes on a slow simmer, let's see what's going on. Hey, check it on out. Our stewed fish is done and it looks absolutely beautiful. Not to mention the aroma is everything. Everything right about now. All right, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and we're going to plate it on up because I want to show you how to plate it up as well. You know, I'm not going to leave you hanging. Scoop it on out. As you can see, our fish is still whole. It's not broken up into a million pieces. Remove our ramekin. Boom. Off camera, I went ahead and made some coconut rice and beans. So you know it's going to be epic, all right? We're going to hit it off with some of that delicious gravy. Add some to the fish as well. I got some green salad right here, along with some sliced tomatoes, which we're gonna add. Of course, if you want to add cucumbers, whatever you want to add, feel free. Hit it off with your favorite salad dressing, and boom, it's time to eat. Our beautiful brown stew fish with coconut rice and beans and a side salad is done. Taste test time. Yes. It's about that time, guys. We are gonna go in for a taste test, and I can't wait. Check it on out. Cooked through perfectly. Take a close look. Absolutely gorgeous. Let's get some of those onions and veggies. Award-winning brown stew fish. That's all I gotta say. Absolutely delicious. And the coconut rice and peas is like literally so creamy and delicious. Perfect pair. Listen, I gave you the antidote to this right here, right? All you gotta do is gather your ingredients and you will be good to go. No excuses. All right, there's no reason as to why your brown stew fish should not come out tasting perfect just like this. This right here, A1, 5-star, 10-star top chef quality, absolutely delicious. As always, guys, I'm your girl cooking with Tammy. Definitely make this recipe. Let me know what you think. If you need the recipe for the coconut rice and peas, I'm going to link the video in the description bar because I did do this recipe before. However, I could also jot down the ingredients so you can replicate the same thing. As you know, I served it up with a side salad, a little arugula, spinach and kale along with tomatoes, and that was it. This right here is a meal, I'm telling you. Woo! Goodness. Fish cooked perfectly, tender, and saucy. Absolutely delicious. Anyway, guys, as always, I'm your girl cooking with Tammy. Don't forget to copy your seasonings, and I will definitely catch you guys in another video. Talk to you later. Bye, guys.